All right. What's up, Tycoon? Super excited for today's video. We're going to go over the volatility index. Okay, take a look at VIX, and we're going to look at some of the key levels. All right, you're going to want to see VIX break through and continue to flip from support to resistance. All right, for the bull market to rally. We're going to go over some things to be cautious of. All right, because we have a couple gaps up, and if we're looking on the RSI here, we're extremely oversold on the RSI on our 1 hour chart. Which means that there's a possibility, the VIX could bounce, right, to possibly fill these gaps within the next week or the next couple weeks. All right. But for now, things have been a green light. Okay. If you look at Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday's price action, okay, we'll go ahead and break those down. So we started off the week with VIX gapping down, okay, meaning that, the market is pushing up pre-market, all right? And these gaps, they tend to fill about 90 to 95% of the time historically in the stock market, all right, these blue boxes. So it's very good to prepare yourself, right, and to have these charted up, all right? So that's why I love charting them in my videos. We have one right around $24.50 on VIX, right, and then another one up to $22.27 on VIX. But we didn't show any signs of trying to fill those gaps really. Okay, we started to close them pre-market, but when market opened, VIX has just stayed away from the gaps. All right, we can see here. Looking at Friday's price action, okay, it tried to start filling that gap in the morning and it faced resistance there, and then we opened below it and just continued heading lower. Okay, so the reason that VIX is so important to pay attention to, because if you see it break its support line and go and flip that to resistance, right, especially on the 1 hour chart, intraday is what I like to look at. We had this support level here of 2201, right? We can see that or after hours, the previous day, we came and bounced on it, and then we went below it, right? And once we went below it, it stayed as a valid resistance level on our 1 hour chart, right? We can see it tried to rise above, it was trying to come up here to fill these gaps, right? But the volatility just continued to drop. And volatility is, kind of a word that the stock market likes to use for fear, all right, or for things dropping, right? When Robinhood shut everything down, right? They're like, oh, too much volatility, right? So it's really important to gauge the VIX, the volatility index, aka the fear index as well, right? And we can see that fear is just dropping and dropping. We're actually really close. Okay, my next support level is going to be right at 2095. Okay, we may consolidate on the VIX in between 2095 and 2201, but we haven't been seeing the spike in the VIX. Surprisingly, even though we had the recession officially announced, right, on GDP. Okay, we're in a technical recession, but the government and the Fed is pretty much just trying to lie to us and say that we're not. But that's besides the point. That's politics. But we can see, how the market's been reacting. It's been reacting very well. The volatility has just been steadily dropping, dropping, dropping. Okay, it's remained oversold, for 2 days. All right. So, don't be surprised if we do see VIX, try to bounce within this week and try to fill one of these gaps. And the main thing, I'm not trying to scare everyone by saying VIX is going to shoot up to 24.49. It could take, another month, right? Another month or 2 months for the volatility index to fill these gaps, or it could take another day. The main question is when these gaps are going to fill, not if they're going to fill. So if you just stay up to date and monitor them, then you won't be surprised by some of the price action. Okay, so if we look at our RSI, even though it's oversold, right, we're below the red line here. Okay, if we look above 70 is overbought, right? That's our green line. Below 30 is oversold. Okay, just some simple RSI stuff. I have these RSI support levels because this is where VIX has dropped to 2 times before on the 1 hour chart before actually finding support. So even though VIX was super oversold on the 1 hour chart, I sold my bearish positions, right? Because I originally bought some puts at the close. Of the previous day, right? Sold those and hopped in some SPY calls because I saw that there was plenty of room for us to drop, right? We look on the past, right? And oops, we'll go ahead and draw over here and we can see where exactly, okay, VIX found support, all right? It found it on the 6th, all right down here. Okay, and then over here on the 24th, it fell all the way down here to about 20. So plenty of room for the VIX to drop still. Okay, we do have this little support line that we made here recently. Okay, that where we may try and bounce. All right, So these are the three levels. I'm more confident in a slight pullback in the market once VIX is down here, because it's shown that it can continue to drop further. Right now, one thing I do want to highlight is that the VIX hasn't stayed down at these levels very long. Okay, you see it stayed here for about 1 or 2 trading days and then quickly came up out of it. All right, same thing over here. All right, 1, 2, couple trading days right here, maybe just like 1 day, 1, 2 days, stayed below it, and then quickly shoots up higher out of it. Here just stayed down there for 1 day, quickly shot up out of it. So it's been oversold for about 2 days now, or approaching 2 days. So you could see VIX spike and try to fill those gaps here sometime next week. Market's been on a huge rally. It does need to take a breath after those rallies, and so that could be when we see a pullback, right? But other than that, everything has been pretty clear. And I think, over the next month, the market could continue bullish if we stay below 25, right? If we stay below 25, I think we're pretty good. If we get below 20, we're really in a low volatile market, okay, which is meaning that, most of the stocks are going up. And things are gonna, kind of remain in that uptrend, right? So that's the main thing I'm gonna look for, is if we can break this 2095 support level, because then my next major support level is down here at 1845. Okay, so that's really what I want to see, if we can break this 2095 and flip it to resistance from support, which VIX has been doing very well here recently. Okay, coming down here, this is support, flips it to resistance. Okay, next day we gap up, it's support, and then boom, now it's resistance, and we're trading below it. Okay, same thing here with the 2201. Gonna look for that to continue. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.